What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live. The campaign, Baby Maker campaign, is scheduled to end tonight at midnight. It's now 8:35 p.m. So I thought I'd come on here for a short bit and answer any last-minute questions that you guys may have. Chat with you guys. Congratulate everybody on their Baby Maker purchases as well. We are well underway with production and cannot wait to ship you guys those bikes. So if you allow me a few minutes, I'm just going to put this live on the campaign page so that anybody there can also join, maybe post it in the Facebook group as well. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, in the live chat, and I'll be answering those as soon as possible. So 2 minutes here while I post this on the campaign page. What's up, Gio? Welcome, welcome. Give me just a sec here, and I'll get all settled with this video on our campaign page and get back to answering questions. Hope you all are having a great Sunday. By the way, I went out surfing today, lost my camera, unfortunately. Too bad, but could have been worse. Could have been an injury. Niaz. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Thanks for keeping us updated. Our pleasure. You guys went and trusted us to build you these bikes. It's the least we can do. Hello to you, Ian, in Alberta. Welcome to the live. Did everybody watch today's campaign update from the factory? Pretty cool. Where's the campaign at money-wise? I believe we're about to cross the $9 million mark tonight. We were shooting for 10 million, but 9's not too shabby. Just 1 second here while I finish posting the video on the campaign page, and I will be back to answering all of your questions as best I can. Bingo. Alright, I think we're there. Ian, you want to email our support team hello@flx.bike for that. Any order specific questions, please direct those to the support team. Congrats, hopefully you'll still do the 28 mile per hour limit. Hey, I'm wondering if in all the videos you're in personally, if you're always on the 23-inch bike. Scott, yes, I am. That's because the only bikes we've produced so far, the beta bikes, were all 23 inches. The 19-inch was one that we added later to be able to accommodate more people. What other ventures are you into right now? I saw you in a sunglasses ad. Edwin, the bikes are my main focus. I have had some other businesses. My nutrition company, I've actually shut that down just to focus on bikes. And I also have an electric skateboard company. I do also help some other entrepreneurs or friends out making some videos for their products. I've done like these t-shirts, sunglasses, a bunch of other things just for fun, something I like doing. Would like to see a campaign goal upgrade to Baby Maker Pro for 3 spokes wheel upgrade. It would just look super cool. Are you talking like a carbon wheel or like an arrow wheel? That would be dope. Let me check and make sure this campaign page video is correct. Yo, Fred, what's going on, brother? Okay, the campaign page is looking good. The live is posted. And I'm going to pull up a YouTube window so I can see all the comments. If there's no questions, I will be getting some work done here. There's always work to do. I got a to-do list that's like 5 miles long. I have to-do lists for my to-do list, but making progress for sure. Carbon 3 spokes wheels, got you. I'd be talking, if we don't pass the 10 mil, what happens to the 28 mile per hour firmware stretch goal? I'll have to discuss that with Pete if we don't pass it, which tonight it is a bit of a stretch. I totally understand that. So we'll be discussing that. Could possibly be, you know, like a paid upgrade or something like that. But we'll definitely be chatting about that. I know a lot of folks want that. The Baby Maker would have been the perfect ride for the scenery in Hoboken. That'd be awesome. I don't even know where Hoboken is, but I'm sure it would be lovely. Jersey, right before New York City. Got you. Awesome. Slam Productions did not get a confirmation when you changed your frame size. I don't know if they're sending confirmations out. That would be a nice touch. I'll bring that up tomorrow. I imagine they probably just took your email and put the change in, but not having a confirmation, I totally understand where you're coming from on that. You should be getting one. So I'll mention that to the team and making sure they are following up on that. It could be that they may not have got to it yet, or that they're not by default sending out some form of confirmation, which in my opinion they absolutely should be doing. So apologies for the poor communication on that. What's up, Richard? Great to have you on. I'm going to go through and look at our past YouTube comments, see if I see any common questions there just from the past videos we put out. And hopefully that might answer some questions for the folks here while we wait for more questions. By the way, somebody asked where are we at money-wise on the campaign. 8,974,000. 4 hours left in the campaign, scheduled to end at midnight. Joseph, no, that is not the blue color. The blue color in any of the videos, that's all just a prototype. The official blue color, blue raspberry, is going to be more of a teal color than that. I don't have a good example in the office, but if you look at the last few updates, I've posted that color, a photo of it. I'll see if I can find it here for you, but it's not the one you see in the videos. Please refer to the page. Just the campaign page, there's an image with 6 byte colors. That's the color that they're going to be. That's exactly how they're going to be. I'm looking for that color. Now I can't find it, of course, now that I've mentioned it. It's in the updates somewhere. Blue. There it is. Alright, I'm going to flip the camera. What's your favorite color? There's the blue that it's going to be. It's kind of like a neon teal color. Neon aqua. That's in the last production update from May 19th. If you want to scroll through the updates until you get to the one on May 19th, you can see the color sample for the blue raspberry. Yes, matte black is dark. Richard, great to hear that your bike is doing well with a new motor. That's fantastic. Hope you're getting some good use on it. What are your top two colors, Rob? I might get another one. Mine are the pink, just because not many men will ride the pink bike. There's a stigma behind it for some reason. Not everybody has the confidence to rock a pink bike. So when you do ride it, it really stands out. It starts conversations. I like the attention, so I ride the pink one. The orange one is beautiful too. The sterling, there's nothing like that. Just that vintage look, super dope. The blue raspberry, I haven't seen a production one yet, so we'll have to see how that turns out. But I'm super excited about that. They're all just beautiful. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick the pink for sure. That's just me though. It's definitely not our most popular color by any by any means. Alright, I'm going to read through some YouTube comments here and give you guys quick answers. These are posted on our regular videos, but they do come up quite frequently, so hopefully this will answer some lingering questions out there. Alright, what if there are mechanical problems or the battery goes out? What do I do? Any mechanical problems with the bike, super simple. It's all made with regular bike components, so any reputable bike shop will be able to do it. If you're handy, if you got some tools at home, you can do most any repair on the bike yourself. I would be very confident doing it, even with limited bike knowledge. But for the battery, it does come out of the frame. It's not locked in there. You can get it out in about 10, 20, 30 minutes, depending on your abilities, but it comes out through the head tube. You do need to drop the fork to do that, so it's definitely not something you're going to switch like in the middle of a ride, but if you ever needed to service the battery or replace it, it is very doable. I ordered the silver, but also want a bold, fun color too. Hell yeah. Yes, the sterling is for gentlemen for sure. Oleg, thanks for all the hard work. Stoked to get my orange BM. It's tough to wait till October. Totally agreed, Oleg. It is an agonizing wait until then, but it will be well worth it. You know, we're putting everything we can into making these the best bikes we've ever made and getting them to you as soon as possible. Tire color of Sterling is the tan, the brownish, burnt orange color. Can I change the color at this point? Joseph, yes, please email us hello@flx.bike. We will do our best to accommodate. Oleg, yes, the production version rear wheel will be slightly easier to remove than the prototype ones. The reason is the prototype ones have a wire going all the way from the controller inside the frame to the back wheel with no connector, so you need to pull it out of there if you ever needed to replace it. The production ones will have a connector right near the rear wheel where you can disconnect it, remove the rear wheel entirely, and do that for service or for transportation. Will UPS or FedEx in the USA require signature on delivery? I'm not 100% sure on that. I know some do, some don't. That's something we'll have to look into closer to shipping time, which will be in several months. Joseph, thanks, appreciate it. Never rode a belt-driven bike. What are the biggest pros and cons between the two since you offer both? Justin, the belt drive is quieter and smoother. Also, lasts a lot longer than a chain before it needs to be replaced. It's also maintenance free. There's no grease, anything like that on it. So it's a really, really cool option. A chain, I mean, the performance is the same really when you ride it in terms of speed, anything like that. But the belt is just like, it's like a cool, new, fresh option that does have a lot of advantages to it. Scott, yes, 98% of bikes out there are welded by hand. It's very standard. That's how they're built. The bike industry is primarily all built by hand. I have seen factories where they have machine welding, like robots doing it. However, we've never worked with one of those factories before. We've got our guys that we're very happy with, and they do a great job. Shindog City, if I'm flat out on level 5, I get around like about 20 miles. And that's just the motor like working nonstop. We have other beta riders who, like Eugene for example, he's got 46 miles on level 3. He's a very fit rider. He's 62 years old, I believe. Tom, if you order, when can we ship? Current orders are estimated to ship around October. How soon do you expect to have production bike finished to share pics? Will the most popular color be the first ones finished? I'm not exactly sure on that, JD. It should be very soon though here. Probably we'll start seeing some production bikes come off the line in the next month or so, depending on when all the components finish arriving. I would expect around a month before we start seeing some complete bikes, which is super exciting. Is the 28 mile per hour limit done by update to the software? Slam, that is the firmware of the LCD, which I don't believe can be done by the user. That has to come from the factory. Okay, some more comments here on other videos. Somebody said, what grade of aluminum are the bikes made out of? Mark, 6061 aluminum. 6061 series aluminum, which is a very strong and lightweight aluminum. Someone wrote, I sent an email regarding changing my order, 3 emails and haven't received a response. Will you ever respond? Yes, please make sure your email is directed to the support team, hello@flx.bike. It is very backed up right now. We're receiving about 500 emails a day, most of which unfortunately are questions that are all addressed on the campaign page. So the team's doing their best to keep up. Sarah, who's our main full-time support, her hands are just dead, hurting. We've pulled in several other people to help out, but yes, if you send it to hello@flx.bike, you will receive a response. Current wait times are like 3 to 4 days on emails at the moment. Kurt, if you have to change the color, please email us hello@flx.bike. Bobby as well, hello@flx.bike with any order specific requests. The team, we will do our best to accommodate your request. Can black tires be ordered separately? If so, how much? Yes, we'll have tires up on our site eventually. It's a very low priority for us at the moment. They won't go on the Indiegogo campaign, but eventually we'll get those up. If we don't have them up in time for you to need them, you're welcome to order them at any other bike shop or online. The tire size is 700 by 28C. Can I pay $100 when it's ready to ship? I will pay the whole amount. Sorry, Tom. Unfortunately, that's not how the crowdfunding works. How it works is we give you a huge discount, and then we take that money, bring it to our suppliers, everything we need to do, use that to build the bike. That's how we're able to get you that huge discount, and then we send it to you when it's ready. We do have financing, however, if you wanted to do it that way. It's at the bottom of the campaign page. There's a link to it. I'll try and send it in this chat where you can get financing. It only works in the US for your bike. Here you go, Tom. Here's a link to the Baby Maker financing. What version handlebar do you prefer? I like the bullhorn bars right now. I like the bullhorn bars the best at the moment. They're awesome. They're super comfortable. I just don't find myself ever needing to get down super aerodynamic on the drop bars. Like every once in a blue moon, if I'm going down a fat hill, I'll do it if I have the drop bars, but I prefer the bull bars myself. That's a personal preference. Can you send me one of your bikes? Yes, Teddy. Place your order on Indiegogo and we will send you a bike. What's the best mountain bike you have? That's the Blade 2.0. Check that out. It's super cool. I'll find a link for you. That one, like, we just got it in and it sold out before we even got them in. It was insane. And now we have a pre-order for the next round, which should be arriving in August. Here you go, Teddy. There's a link for the Blade 2.0. M. Vaccaroy, how do you change a Trail F4 between class 1, 2, and 3? Removing the throttle or putting on the throttle will move you between classes, also adjusting the speed limit as well. We'll do that. A class 3 is 28 miles per hour with no throttle. So you can take the throttle off, adjust your speed limit to 28. Class 2, 20 miles per hour with the throttle. So put the throttle on, adjust your speed limit to 20. Class 1 is 20 miles per hour with no throttle, so take that throttle off. And that's all that needs to be done, really. Teddy, no, the Blade 2.0 is a hardtail. Is it a carbon frame on the blade? How much does it weigh? No, it's not a carbon. It is aluminum, but it's got all smooth welds, so it looks like a carbon frame. It's just just as beautiful, if not more beautiful, than a carbon frame. We didn't see the advantage of going with a carbon frame there just to save a few pounds, being that the bike weight in total is, I think it's around like 60 pounds for the Blade 2.0. Don't quote me on that. I'm definitely talking out of my rear end on that one. I haven't weighed it, but the weight should be on the website. Why are you at the office for the holiday weekend? Richard, I'm always at the office. I'm always working. This is what I love to do. Um, that's that's me. 120 hours a week at the moment. What do you think that your next project is going to be? Well, delivering all these bikes is going to take up a significant part of the rest of this year. You need to add a full sus to your lineup. It will be so dope, and I think it will help you. Thank you very much for the suggestion, Teddy. All I can say on that one is stay tuned. M. Corrigan, when will I get the bike? Campaign says October 2020. That's our best estimate at the moment. Shipping bikes around October for orders placed now. It could be before, it could be later than that, but you know, whole team's gonna be working around the clock to make sure they're the best bikes we've made and get them to you as soon as possible. Alright, somebody wrote, is hydraulic brakes also equipped for the back wheel? Yes, if you order the Babymaker Pro, it's hydraulic brakes front and back. If you order the base model, it is the C brakes or rim brakes, mechanical rim brakes, front and back as well. Somebody wrote, great bike, but worst name ever. Whoever came up with this should get a special award. That's like the only reason I wouldn't buy this, since the name is as appealing to me, like the Holocauster. Okay, well that was Pete and I, so I guess we deserve the special award. We like the name, it's a bit of fun. If you don't like it, you know, don't need to buy it, don't need to ride the bike. There are two types of people. One that hears that kind of name, smiles, laughs, grins, gets about their life. And another type that hears it and gets all frustrated and mad and it ruins their day. At the end of the day, which type do you think goes to bed happier? I think that's an easy question to answer, and the cool thing is that's everybody's choice. You can choose how you react to things. So if you want to get upset at little words, you know, maybe this isn't the best bike for you. Maybe we're not the best company to choose to build your bikes. We're all about fun, and there's so many big problems in the world. A name, a word, really the least of the issues we could be focusing on right now. Do you know if these 0 to 70 degree stem from the step 3 can fit the F4? Offhand, I don't. That's a good question to email our support team, hello@flx.bike. They'll be able to give you a better answer on that. Any plans for an option to plug in a range extender? Shannon, we do get that question quite a lot. We've got that in mind. No concrete plans at the moment, but we do know that is very suggested. Do you think C-brakes have enough stopping power? Yes, they're not as powerful as the hydraulic brakes, but I personally have used them on very steep downhills, including in the pouring rain with no issues. Can you send me a pre-production model of the Blade for free? Also, do you have brakes that recharge the battery? Teddy, can you send me a $10,000 check for free? Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of means to just be sending out free bikes everywhere. If we did, if we were, you know, Bill Gates over here, that'd be a different story. But you can purchase one on our website, flx.bike. Third kind of person buys bike, covers name with duct tape. Baby makers don't shoot blanks. That's for sure. Teddy, I really appreciate the offer. Thank you. I'm about to pull the trigger on a Baby Maker. What's the size of both chain rings on the Pro model? Oh, I just answered that before. I should have wrote those down. Offhand, I don't have them offhand. It's, I can try and find them for you real quick. One second here. Alright. The gear ratio on the Baby Maker. This is on the Baby Maker betas, by the way. The production should be the same. It is, here we are. 64 teeth on the front chainring and 22 on the rear chainring. $28 mph top speed will be unlocked only at $10 million. Yes, Ilya, that's the plan. Right now, obviously, that's a big stretch to hit tonight, but Pete and I will be discussing what we can do about that in the future. When can we expect to see the other colors? Jose, once bikes start coming off the line, expecting probably around a month from now. How far out with the Blade 2.0 next shipment if ordered now? John, we still have spots in the next Blade 2.0 shipment, I believe. If you can order it on the website, that means there's still spots. And those are coming, I believe, in August. I got my wife and cousin to also buy one. Awesome! Baby Maker family there. Great one, Jose. Dan, prior to actual shipping, will you send a confirmation notice specifying what is being shipped so that we will know the configuration is correct? The exact semantics of that, Dan, I do not know what notification you'll get. At the very least, you will get a tracking number. What that email contains, I'm not sure yet. Are all the design details locked in by now, or should we expect some final tweaks? Pretty much, JD. Pretty much locked in. We still have a tiny bit of wiggle room, but everything's pretty much locked in. Can you show the pictures of the Baby Maker with touring package? If you scroll back in the updates, I have posted a render of that. We won't have final photos of that until the production bikes are off the line. And congratulations, by the way, Daniel, on the purchase. How do you know Chinese so well? I lived in China about 10 years. I spent a tremendous amount of time studying it, and it was very, very helpful in starting the business. One of the hardest things in backing a project like the Baby Maker is the wait between paying and delivery. Appreciate the effort you're putting into regular communication. Thank you so much for that. We do put so much effort into trying to keep you guys updated, tell you what's going on in the project. I know it's not a small investment by any means, so at the least, you guys do deserve to know where we're at with the process. There have been, unfortunately, some other campaigns and companies run by complete sleazebags who've got the money and not been able to deliver. Maybe they had good intentions, but were incompetent, or also some people that just took the money and ran, which is not our intention by any means. Procreator, ever considered? Great name, Shindog, thank you. No, I had never heard that one. The Procreator, I like it. Is the idea that small final perk still on the table and will you announce after the end of the campaign tonight? JD, the small final perk was the speed limit upgrade, the 28 mph upgrade when we hit $10 million. What's your favorite Chinese dish? Mine is in Shanghai they have shengjianbao, which is like a dumpling with with like this soup juice in it. It's so good. Also, cabbage. Bawchao bai cai is cabbage made with vinegar and like these spices. It's so good. I like to eat that with tofu. Just heard about this bike 30 minutes ago. I live in upstate New York and I want to buy one already. Awesome. Not sure how practical a bike would be since I live in such a rural area. Kyle, it depends on how far you want to ride it, also how your terrain is. The Baby Maker is a bike suited for nicer roads. There is no suspension. And depending on your round trip distance, if you tell me that, I can try and shed some light on if it's a good fit for you or not. G1 Trail, G1 Attack, happy customer. Pulled trigger on the Baby Maker Pro last night. Thinking about pulling trigger on Blade 2.0. Great company, FLX, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. John, I'm so happy to hear that you loved your original Trail and Attack from the very first campaign in 2016, and that you got the Baby Maker, and that you're considering a Blade 2.0. That means so much to us that you like the first bikes and you're coming back for more. Thank you very much, John. Are you making up words? You'll never know. Any chance of a second battery option? Low chance, Daniel, but we do have it in mind. Joseph, yes, the LCD for the US ships in miles per hour. Slam Productions. Can you find that food in San Diego? On Convoy Street. Convoy Street, there's a bunch of Asian restaurants. There's one there that's called like the Shanghai Dumpling House or something like that. Are the Baby Maker rims tubeless compatible? They're not tubeless ready. Whether they're compatible or not, I'm not sure. You can get kits to convert regular rims to tubeless. I would imagine it wouldn't be a big issue. How did you and Pete meet and get into the business together? We met on Airbnb. I was in Beijing, China at the time, living there, working on some other things, and Pete came and rented one of my open rooms. We hit it off. He got to ride in my little motorbike around Beijing and saw there were a lot of electric scooters, like the sit-down, goofy scooters. And he said, hey, these would be great to sell in my country. Help me find one. And that idea morphed into electric bikes because they're way cooler and we couldn't see ourselves riding a little scooter. But we couldn't find a good electric bike anywhere, so we decided we needed to design our own. And we did that, launched it on Indiegogo, and the rest is history. That was in 2014 when we met. When orders begin to get shipped, how long do you think the wait will be to get to places like Australia? Max, it really depends. Most of the times ocean freight takes like 2 weeks, but there's also imports and VATs and things like that, and it always varies. So it's tough to give an answer to that. We can only give good estimates once we receive the bikes and they start to get shipped out. My ride to work is 9 miles round trip. Kyle, that's perfect. The Baby Maker is more than able to handle that distance. Even if you crank it up to the highest level, you should be fine. Can you make a product on how to get that jawline? No homo. They do make a product which is like a rubber bouncy ball. It's called Jawzrsize, where you just like exercise your jaw. I see commercials for it all the time. You might want to look into that. Can't wait to crank the bike on level 5 Capitol Hill in Washington. I'll make sure to send you guys a picture. That'd be awesome, JD. Stoked. Sterling Pro 23-inch for bullhorns coming my way. Awesome, Shindog. Would you guys consider shipping an airline-friendly battery for the Baby Maker? Um, there would not be much battery life if we did that. It'd have to be about half the size of the current battery, so that would significantly decrease the range. You should make an electric scooter that goes like 40 miles per hour. Teddy, we got even better. We got the Blade 2.0 that goes 40. Does your Blade 2.0 have a throttle control? At the moment, no, Teddy. 10 years were you able to find a Chinese girlfriend? Haha. Yes, Slam, I was able to find a Chinese girlfriend. Some really cool people there too. No worries, Teddy. I'll just look through some more comments here on YouTube. So somebody wrote, I'm trying to order the bike on your website, but I'm getting a disclaimer at checkout that says crowdfunding is not shopping. This is a donation. Will I actually get a bike delivered? That's been the biggest problem with this whole thing is that stupid warning on the Indiegogo page. That's because we're running it on Indiegogo, which is a website we don't have control over, and they need to put that legal language in there to protect their asses. But yes, if you order a bike, you will 100% get your bike. We're in this business to build the bikes and ship it to you, not money and run. We have a flawless track record with that. You can look us up. You can see our past campaigns where we've delivered every single bike. You'll also see on the campaign page at the very top, to address that question specifically, delivery guaranteed. Your contribution with us is a guaranteed purchase. That means if you order a bike with us, you will get the bike guaranteed. Also, in the FAQ page, the very first question, is this a donation or will I get a bike? We've got a very detailed explanation with links to our past campaigns, things like that. So if you want to do your research on us, your due diligence, I encourage you to check us out and see for yourself. Yes, we are the real deal here, and you will get your bike. This stream has helped enormously. Appreciate it. Shindog, thank you so much for tuning in and asking those great questions. How long did the build process to make the final build? Teddy, if you're talking about the Blade 2.0, I'll have to check with the engineers. It's probably like a 6 month to 1 year process. For the Baby Maker, that was 1.5 years to 2 years in design before we got our prototypes. Just saying hi and congrats on the campaign. You're really moving forward. Thank you so much, RH, Relentless Homesteading. By the way, RH did try out the Baby Maker. He had 2 hip surgeries. You can see the video on one of the campaign updates. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. If you also look on the top of the campaign page and scroll through the videos, number 3 or 4 on there is the video with RH. I paid for one also. Just want to be able to pick it up in San Diego instead of having it shipped. Wondering if that's a problem. Already paid for shipping. Fred, right now we are not accepting local pickup in San Diego for the Baby Maker. The reason is we have thousands and thousands of bikes coming in. I don't know if our warehouse can even handle that many bikes, so we may have to go through a third-party warehouse. But at the moment, just to keep things efficient and moving quickly, we are saying no to local pickups for the Baby Maker. Thanks for bringing the Baby Maker to life. Can't wait to get mine. Hope you'll set up a ride, meet up from SD to LA. I'll join Eugene to meet up with you. Slam Productions, that would be absolutely awesome. Thanks for the great idea. Will there be any new accessory added to add? I added $1 to be able to buy stuff. Just wondering if there's going to be new stuff. Fred, at the moment, no plans on that. What you see there. By the way, the $1 gets you nothing. That is not a perk. That's just how we've had to make the page. So you have to click that $1 to open the page of accessories. We did that to keep the page clean and not have all these accessories on the page. So you click that one and you can order the accessories there. Test ride was pretty awesome. Awesome, Bobby. Great to hear that. Do you have a width measurement of both handlebar options? Rachel, I do not have a width measurement. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna eyeball it for you here. I'm not even gonna do that because somebody's gonna hear it and hold me to that and say Rob said it was 16 inches or whatever. I won't say that. I don't have a width measurement on hand. That's something I'll check with the team about getting in the future. I already made that mistake before by trying to give somebody the seat post diameter out of memory, and now there's two answers floating around, and only one of those could be correct. Where are the bikes manufactured? The bikes for Europe, those are being built in Spain. The bikes for the rest of the world are being built in Asia, primarily in China, which is where our assembly facilities are. Also where the entire bike industry is located. That's where all the infrastructure is, so pretty much every major bike is built in Asia. Somebody wrote, seriously, I'd rather punch myself in the face than tell a single adult human the model name of this bike. It's not one of those ideas that is going to play in your favor. Okay, Chris. This bike is definitely not for Chris. Dudes, I'm 6'1", was going to order the 19. Is it 23 inch for sure for me? Yes, if you're 6'1", the 23 inch is almost definitely your best bet. Daniel, I understand there's no returns, but what happens if you send me the wrong bike? Great question, Daniel. And it has happened before. We have the bikes are sent by humans, and as you know, humans can make mistakes. We're not perfect. That has happened before. If it does happen, obviously we assume responsibility. If we messed it up, if we send you the wrong bike, we'll be in contact. We'll figure it out, whatever it is, to make you happy. Swap out the bike for the original bike usually would be the option, or hook you up with some swag if you'd be happy in keeping it. Looking forward to longer hilly rides of my youth. Started cycling in '79. Awesome, Shindog. Stoked to hear it. Can't wait to get my pro. Any issues with meeting the production requirement based on the campaign? Kurt, at the moment, no. Production is full steam ahead. We're on track at the moment. No delays from COVID either. Jacob, I'm about to make a purchase. What is your favorite color? I can't decide. Jacob, what's yours? Follow your heart. Pick the one that's best for you. The most popular colors have been sterling, matte black, and tangerine. My personal favorite is the berry, the pink color. To do your update videos, do you travel to China often? Bobby, I haven't traveled to China since last year. The update videos that you see at the factories, those are actually Pete, they send me the videos and I do a voiceover of it just to explain the processes. I wish I could be there right now, but there is a travel ban. Once that eases up, I'll probably be there. I hope to be there for a large part of the production. If not, we do have a team in China that will be there for production. Ever seen the movie Breaking Away? Cycling movie. I haven't seen it. Shindog, I'd love to see that. How are you able to keep the Chinese and European manufacturing consistent? Great question. So, as you saw, we do use those templates, the tooling to keep every frame exactly bang on. We'll also have extensive checklists for production where not only the people doing each job needs to sign off on their job, also each bike needs to be signed off by an inspector. And in the past, what we've done is we had the factory staff do an inspection and then our team do an inspection. And only once they've both been inspected and checked off by their team and our team will we green light that bike to be sent. Stoked and looking forward to the Baby Maker. I see you're a bunch of small people riding, wondering if 6'3", 200 pounds be a problem. No, not at all, Fred. We've had many people bigger than yourself on the bike. No issue at all. The bike's rated to 270 pound weight limit. What percent more would a U.S. manufactured bike be priced for you guys? The made in China is a deal breaker. I want one so bad. Han, what device are you typing that on right now? Because I bet you 99.999% sure that's made in China as well. Quality stuff is made in China. A lot of great stuff is made there. All bikes, pretty much all bikes, 99.5% of bikes are made in China. I would absolutely love to bring production to the U.S. At this point, it does not make sense to do it. We would need to raise the prices significantly. As soon as it does make sense to do that, you bet we'll be manufacturing them in the U.S. All the infrastructure to build bikes is all in Asia right now, and unfortunately, it just doesn't exist in the U.S. Can I reset the trip miles after each ride on the display? I think that resets automatically, Joseph. I rarely look at that, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure it resets automatically. Fred, I ordered a 23. Fantastic. Great to hear. By the way, the campaign is now at $8.995 million, 5,000 away from 9 million. Pretty amazing. Thank you everybody for trusting us to build you these bikes. Are we still getting the 28 mile per hour perk? Dynamitchell. Sorry, I'm having trouble with the name. That is the $10 million stretch goal, which is quite a stretch at this point in the campaign. But Pete and I will be discussing that. What's the warranty if there's a problem with the bike? It's a 1-year warranty, and that's from the date of shipment, not from the date of purchase, because there's obviously a wait before you get it. And if anything goes wrong with it, you just email our support and give us a call. We'll figure out what the issue is. If it's a failed component, something like that, we'll just ship you out a new one. Everything on the bike can be replaced in like 20, 30 minutes. Super easy jobs. Hey, I think I'm about to buy Arun. Awesome. Let me know if you got any questions, if you need anything. I'm 5'8", 30-inch inseam, struggling between 19 and 23. I'm the exact same measurements. I'm also 5'8" with a 30-inch inseam. I like the 23-inch frame. Both of them will fit me just fine, I'm sure. And a lot of people say I should be on the 19-inch, but I'm very athletic, and I don't have an issue with the 23 at all. I do, when I'm sitting on it, I do have the seat up a few inches, and I need to use my tiptoes to touch the ground, so keep that in mind. If you're on the edge, the safe bet is to go with the smaller one. If you're, like athletic and you're confident in your abilities, you could pull off the 23 just fine, like me. If I do make a baby, I'll name it Fred. Fantastic. I will need to make dinner here soon. Um, so I'm gonna answer a few more questions. Probably stay live for another 5 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna get to my dinner and see how the rest of the campaign plays out. Rob, thanks for the belt info you sent. Ventilator coming along great. Most SW done and working. Awesome. So Relentless Homesteading, check this guy out. Give him a subscription. He's actually building ventilators right now. Trying to build ventilators for COVID, obviously, to help out. Very handy guy. His channel is about building your own homestead, your own private property. Check him out. He's also ridden the Baby Maker and loved it after getting a double hip replacement. Wishing everyone the best with their baby makers and have a great new safe Memorial Day. Thank you so much, Michael. Much appreciated. Can I do in-store pickup? Arun, you can come and check out the Baby Maker in person. We're not accepting pickup for production bikes because we have too many and that would slow down the process. We want to get them out to all of our backers as soon as possible. So unfortunately, we can't do in-store pickup for production bikes. Which brake has more pistons? Sanford, it's the same on all models, on the Pro models, sorry. How far are we from the 28 mile per hour perk? Quite a ways. It was a very ambitious goal. $1,004,536 away from the 28 mile per hour perk. Weighing 256, will it be tough reaching the 28 mile per hour limit? Daniel, it's a 25 mile per hour limit, and it depends on your fitness level. The way the bike's geared, you do need to spin your legs pretty quick to reach those speeds. I'd say that's the limiting factor of how fast you can move your feet. Baby Maker equals social distance in style. Absolutely. I ordered 2. I convinced my girlfriend to buy one as well. Awesome, Bobby. You guys are going to love it. There will be some baby making going on in your neck of the woods. So you're the same height as me, 5'8", 30-inch inseam, and you ride the 23. Yes, Arun, you could go either way. I could go either way too. Just follow your heart. You know, if you want to go play the safe bet, get the 19-inch. Appreciate the amazing customer care from you and your team. Thank you so much, Scott. Sometimes we do take shit for not responding as soon as possible. There's a lot of messages in the inbox, but the whole team is working their butts off to do it. So I really do appreciate that you recognize that. We're doing our absolute best. It is a small team. That's why we're able to build these bikes for such an affordable price, because we don't have 100 people on top salaries to pay. Thanks so much. Appreciate the info. If you have the time, I was going to ask how easy it is to switch out the battery. How important would it be to get an extra one? Fred, it's not the most important thing to get an extra battery now. You can always order it down the line when you need it. To switch it out, we do have a video on that. If you just look it up in YouTube, Baby Maker battery change, I think. It's about, for an average person, 20 to 30 minute job. For our tech guys, you know, it's like a 10 to 15 minute job. So it's definitely doable. Any bike shop could do it as well if you're not the most handy person. But it's designed so that you can replace it when that needs to happen. Can we order a throttle? Sanford, no. No throttle option for the Baby Maker at this point. Will Australia get their shipments in September as well? If the delivery estimate was September when you ordered, that's what we're shooting for. It's not a guarantee. We do guarantee that we're doing our best, and we're going to work our butts off to get you them as soon as possible. Exactly when you'll get them, that is up in the air. So just stay tuned, follow along. We'll keep you updated the whole process. Wondering about adding the touring package. Will all those parts be factory fitted? Those are built for the Baby Maker. The fenders, we source them for the Baby Maker. I don't know if they're custom or not. The rack definitely is custom. That's built just for the Baby Maker. So that will be fit perfect to the Baby Maker. I thought the new firmware would take the bike to 28 miles per hour. Yes, that was a stretch goal. However, we have not hit it yet. So at the moment, the limit is 25. I live on a mountain. I learned mid-drive is better, but you guys are hub. What's the max incline for the bike just to go up 100 feet? Han, great question. So you're right. A mid-drive can take advantage of the bike's gears to kind of, increase your amount of torque at hill climbing, things like that. And all the other bikes we have are also mid-drive. However, what you need to realize is this is a single-speed bike. So if you had a mid-drive, that wouldn't matter at all because there's no gears for it to use. So it would be the same performance whether it's a mid-drive or a hub drive. So we wanted to keep it simple, single-speed in hub motor. That does keep it even more simple having it in the rear hub rather than inside the frame. The performance will be exactly the same though as they're both single speeds. Max hill grade it can climb. I've climbed some steep hills, very steep on the Baby Maker. The trick with that in any single speed bike is to get up a bit of speed before you hit the hill. Even if you're on the hill at a dead stop, if it's super steep, the technique to get up it, if you're at a dead stop in the middle of a hill, is not to start going directly up the hill. It's to go sideways or to go down the hill first, pick up 5-10 miles an hour speed in a U-turn, and then jet up the hill. So especially with a single speed bike, that's really important. Your kind of max power is going to be between 10 to 18 miles per hour. That range is where you're just humming with that motor. And if you tackle a hill at that speed, you can tackle some very, very steep hills. I don't know exact grade percentages, like 20% grades, 25%, but just insanely steep hills, you'll be able to jet up them. That you see in our campaign video, there's one where this guy's just barely struggling to pedal up it, and I fly by him like a rocket ship. Sorry, I got too excited talking about going up the hills. Give me one sec to check something. FLX, very transparent company thanks to technology. I feel like I'm dealing with people. Thanks. We are people. Thank you very much. We definitely want to put a face behind the bikes as well. What happens if the battery swells? How can you pull it out? The batteries don't swell. I've never ever seen that with any of the cells we've used. We use the top name brand cells, so it's going to be LG, Samsung, or Panasonic. They are the top three in the lithium battery space. It will be one of those. It's not going to be some no-name brand or some just poor cell or reused like we've seen in other bikes. And they have vents in them, so if there were any issues, any pressure buildup, anything like that with the cell, it vents out rather than expanding. How many 18650 cells in the battery pack? I believe it's 20. That should be 20 cells. You said something about the production model battery change being a bit different. Can you explain that? Bobby, yes. Very simple. Pete's been working with the battery manufacturer and the controller manufacturer to reduce the amount of wires, which will both clean it up so there's less wires in there and make it a little bit easier to change out. Will I be able to purchase accessories later? Yes, Daniel. We'll do our best. Niyaz Ali says, push it another 3 days. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm 5'9", but short legs. I ordered the 23, but it looks like the 19 will be a better fit. How do I change to the 19? Kurt, please email hello@flx.bike. I agree. Push the campaign. We want 28 miles per hour. Noted. Hope you guys make the 10 mil. We hope so too. We're down to the final hours here. It is a bit of a long shot at this point, but miracles happen. Hail Marys happen. We've been doing our absolute best. Not to say there's no room for improvement. There always is. $9 million's not too shabby though. How long does the battery last? The cells are rated to maintain 70% of their capacity after 500 cycles. What do you predict as the latest time these bikes could ship out? I've got no idea. If something unexpected were to happen, you know, I really have no idea what it would be or how long it would delay it for. We ran a similar campaign to this in 2016. We did have less bikes, but also less experience as well. That was about the same time frame when we launched it, and the first bike shipped in July, and I believe we finished shipping all the bikes by like November or January. It was sometime in winter, but we're pretty quick to deliver them. There's other campaigns out there, ones that have done. There's one campaign that's done even more than us, and still. That was about 2 years ago. I think still hasn't delivered all their bikes yet. So that is something we want to learn from and not do that. That's why as soon as we got the funds from Indiegogo for this, on like day 2 or 3, we started putting orders in for bikes, and we haven't stopped since then. That's why the campaign's still going on, and you see production updates from us. It's unheard of for a crowdfunding campaign, but we just want to get them to you as soon as possible, because we know the wait's going to be agonizing. I think you'll get 7 more days from Indiegogo. Sanford, thank you for the faith. How many beta bikes were built? Quite a few. I don't know if I can share the exact number, but we've shipped out in the campaign alone like 13 or 15 of those. So glad I live in SoCal. I can ride year round. Me too. SoCal's a great place to ride. Have a good dinner. Thank you very much, Sanford. I hope you have a great night. I will be signing off in just a few minutes here to eat my dinner and then get some more work done. I wish I could do these lives all day. After like an hour though, my face starts to hurt. I don't know if you guys have done that before. I never knew that would happen. I'm not much of a talker, I guess, but on these it gets me talking. I can't imagine the people, teachers and people who give speeches and do events. Tony Robbins, oh man, he's talking almost 24/7. How does he do that? My payment went through April 15th. Where does that land in the big picture regarding delivery date? You're kind of right in the middle, Shindog. Right in the middle. That was towards the end of the first 30 days we got. Will you be able to upgrade firmware later? Is there a USB connection? Short answer to that is no. Long answer, I'm sure somebody will figure that out. When you work with your team in China, what time do you have to be awake to communicate with them? Great question. Pretty much from like 4 p.m. my time, the China team is on, so I get a good 8 hours before I go to bed to be able to chat with them. Dan, the bikes we box them up in China, and then we load them into a shipping container and then ship that to the U.S. and other countries around the world. Then we unload the containers, put shipping labels on them, and send them out. Favorite city to visit in China? Whew. Shanghai and Beijing, must sees. You got to go there. Guilin is awesome. If you go to China, Guilin, that's the one. If you've seen Avatar with like mountains coming out of the river, that's what Guilin looks like. It's based on that. I talked 7 hours a day for 32 years while teaching. It broke more than my face. I can imagine. I'm being a little wuss here, just talking for an hour. I got nothing to complain about. Put a USB connector for future firmware and auxiliary battery, please. Noted. I don't know if we'll be able to accommodate that request, but totally noted on your preference for that. Thank you. FLX is doing a great job. I see you guys at the top of the e-bike industry if you stay the course. Daniel, that's the goal. Number one, that's what we're shooting for. Stay tuned. We can never do it without you. Customs inspection for the BM. How long will the delay be? Dan, it's rare to get a customs inspection like that, like the one we had for the Blade 2.0. That's very rare. We've only had 3 of those, I think, in the history of the company. And the last one for the Blade took like 10 or 14 days. Normally it comes in and it just takes a few days for paperwork, and then they send it to us here. So from the time it arrives at the port to the time we get it is usually 7 to 10 days, sometimes sooner. Strikes me as a breakthrough product. That's why I'm on board. Awesome, Shindog. I'll pay extra 100 for a USB connector. Thank you for the suggestion. Any celebrity that you know of is getting their hands on a baby maker? I haven't looked through all the orders to see if I recognize any names. Somebody said we just hit 9 mil. All right, let's check it out. Yes. 9,000,003. I think I missed the actual 9 mil. Dang it. That is awesome. 6,684 backers. That's an incredible number. I'm so stoked by that. Our goal has been to change the world, and together we're absolutely doing that. It's so exciting. Any plans to open stores on the East Coast, specifically New York? Possibly. That's one of our major targets when we do expand. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a night here. We did just hit the 9 million. If you're riding a baby maker, you are a celebrity. Shindog. We've been going out and just riding the bikes around San Diego, and people will be like, yo, is that the baby maker? People come up to me asking me, is that the baby maker? So I can't wait to hear. I hope it happens to you guys too, riding around, people coming up to you and knowing about the Baby Maker. We've never had a product that's done that before. So to such an extreme amount that the Baby Maker has done. There's definitely a lot of buzz around it. Super excited about that. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you for supporting the campaign. Even if you can't afford the bike or you're not ready for it at this time, just being here with us, joining us for the ride means the world to us. Hope you guys have an amazing night, and we'll chat soon. Take care.